Now, I want you to do two things. First, I want you to drop your jaw a little bit, lower it down, not like before, just a tiny bit more. Instead of a little bit. And the best way to get it actually is to think of, I know this is funny, but it actually works, to think of a crying baby. How does a baby cry? Like, wah. So I want you to think of that. And the only problem is that, well, you might smile a little bit when you say it because I want you to emphasize it. It's okay, then you can relax it later. And probably you're going to use your nose a little bit because babies cry like that. Wah. But it's okay. What I want you to think, if you want me to talk about the actual sound, two differences. Open your mouth and your tongue should go above your teeth, like resting, like a ramp. When you say it's like hitting. It's like hiding itself, right? Below the teeth. This is like a little bit over, like this. I'm gonna pronounce it. So crying baby would be wah, right? A bit nasal. Remove the nasality and say ah, ah, ah. See, I open my mouth a little bit more. You're gonna feel it's more tense, but actually it's not. The tongue is more relaxed than in the ah. So ah, got, cat, cat. That's the way we say it. More like a crying baby. And some other examples that I can give you would be bad. Okay, really high, really stretch it out. Maybe the first time it's gonna sound like this, bad, very nasal. But eventually you're gonna reduce it and say bad, bad, bad. Right? You hear the difference. And I'm going to separate it a little bit. And I'm going to type these words that we're going to pronounce it exactly the same way. Class, past. But now, why is there a difference? Because some accents say these two words in a different way. The British, for example, they don't pronounce it the way we do, like cat, class, past. They're going to pronounce the vowel that we just learned. Not one of the common a, e, I, o, u, but dog. They're going to say claws, paws, and that's very British. But that's not the accent that I teach. I teach Californian English, so we say like class, pass. I just want you to be aware already during the first lesson that there are other accents and just to see a little bit the difference between them. But all right, let's move on. Then we have this vowel, which is not the common e. The common e is very tense. The tongue is like a little bit, it feels like it has a lot of pressure. E, e. And the mouth doesn't really open. So just like ah, I want you to open your mouth a little bit, not as much. And the tongue, this is very important. It's not going to be like the common e. It's going to flatten. Probably you know what that means. I'm going to type it here, but basically it's going, instead of flatten, it's basically going to become wider, okay? Fatter, maybe I could say. Just not like that, but it's going to open up a little. And it sounds like this. I'm going to go one to the other. The common e, e, e. See, I open my mouth and I flatten my tongue. E, 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 bad. And other words with that sound will be the reference bed. Another one, man. Another one, red. Okay, very easy. Then we have one that it's a little bit tough for most students, not because it's hard to pronounce, but because they usually confuse it with E and it's not the same.